So guys, I want to tell you all before I start making this plain, I have no raisins and I have no mixed peel or any dried. I have dried currants, but I actually want to make this plain for all of you all who may not have any of these ingredients at home. We're making plain hot cross buns. So I'm going in with some milk that's lukewarm, and to that I'm going to go in with my sugar. I'm putting all of the sugar at once, and the yeast. The sugar is going to help activate that yeast. It's going to get really nice and frothy. So we're just going to mix this and let it sit for about 15 minutes, and then we'll come back to it. Okay guys, now that this is nice and frothy like this, I'm going to go in with 1 egg. And if you wanted to omit the egg, of course you can. We're just going to mix that egg in there. So you all know how it's famous for its yellow color. I'm going in with a pinch, just a little pinch of yellow food coloring. When we're done, you'll see the bun would have a really nice color. So now I'm going to go in with some salt and some butter. Give that a mix. Okay, so now we're gonna add some flavor. So I'm gonna go in with some grated nutmeg. You can use pumpkin spice, use whatever you have on hand, guys. And I'm gonna add in a little bit of cinnamon to this. I'm going in with vanilla, and I'm using the white vanilla. And I'm also using a little bit of mixed essence. So use whatever you have on hand. We're just flavoring this as we go. Give that a mix. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my flour. And of course, if you wanted to do half of this recipe alone, of course you can. And I'm going to start to mix. And I'm using my Danish dough hook for this, guys. This is my Danish dough hook. I'm going to use it so it helps me to bring this mixture together. We're just going to mix until it starts to come together. And I like using this for wet doughs like this so that we don't have to sticky or messy up our hands. Okay guys, once it comes together like this into a ball, we're going to transfer it onto a floured surface. Okay, so just turn this out. Now it's a little bit sticky, guys, so just keep that in mind. I don't want you adding too much of dry flour to it, just add a little. And then we're going to go ahead and knead this. I just want it to be nice and smooth, and I like to also do this with my hands, back and forth, rolling it back and forth, because sometimes the pulling in part tends to make those gluten strands really tight. So I like to use this rolling method. And I'm going to cover this with plastic wrap, and I'm going to put it aside and let it proof until it doubles in size. Okay, so let's check on our dough. I can see that it has risen. That's risen really beautifully. And what I want to do is go ahead and punch down on this dough. Really beautiful. Now what we need to do is make, I want to see if I can get 12 dough balls out of this. So I'm gonna break my dough balls, and I'm breaking them a medium size. I would say this is about 1, 2, 3 inches in diameter. Okay, let me just put this aside and bring over my grease tray. So I'm going to do 3. I'm going to do them like this. Okay, I'm going to spritz this with a little bit of cooking spray just so that it doesn't stick when it's proofing, because if it rises and it touches that plastic wrap, it can stick. And then I'm going to cover it with a plastic wrap, and we're going to allow this to sit and proof until it doubles in size. Okay guys, you see how nice and beautiful those buns have risen? Now all I have to do is place this in my oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 40 minutes until they're cooked and they have a nice light brown color. You don't want to over brown these. So guys, the buns just came out of the oven. I need them to cool down completely before we can go ahead and put the crosses on them. Okay guys, to make the frosting for the crosses and to my icing sugar, I'm going in with some milk, and we're looking for a really thick icing, so you don't want to add too much of milk. You want a nice thick cross. Okay guys, look at the consistency of this, really thick. That's the consistency you want it. If you were to make it really thin, it's going to run off the buns. Okay, so now I'm gonna make my glaze. So to my saucepan, I'm going to go in with some sugar. I'm making the glaze is totally optional. You don't have to if you don't want to. To the sugar, I'm going in with some water, and we're going to allow this to come up to a simmer. Make sure you get those sugar crystals to dissolve. Okay, so now I'm just going to mix this and allow that sugar to dissolve. You don't want to be putting this on your buns and you feel all those crystals. So just mix it until it dissolves. Then we'll brush this over our buns. So once you have your nice sticky syrup, you're just going to brush it over your buns. This is what gives it that sweet consistency on the outside. Okay, now it's that time. It's time to pull it apart. And let's see how it looks. Ooh. Wow. Look at that, guys. So guys, now to actually break into one, so you all can see what the inside looks like. Wow. Look at that. Look how airy and soft it is on the inside. It doesn't get better than this. Really amazing. So guys, my son just took that one and left with it. I hope you all enjoyed today's recipe. If you make it, comment and let me know down below if you like it. Remember, if you wanted to add some dried fruits in this when you are kneading the flour, of course you can. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please stay safe and I will see you in my next video. Bye.